All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. Here on the YouTube channel with me, I'm your host, Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Thanks again for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go ahead and get started. Dow futures down about 11 points this morning. NASDAQ is up 0.28%. S&P is exactly flat, 45.83. Dollar index 101.45, up 0.11%. Volatility index, the VIX 1398, up about 0.5%. The Russell's down about 0.21%. So some value names taking a step back after yesterday's push. 3.904 on a 10-year basis on the bonds, treasury bonds, excuse me. Crude oil pulling back. We took our crude oil long yesterday. Right now it's at 78.44. We were long crude oil with the futures team. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Yeah, we closed right at 78.28. So again, we did pull back. We went a little higher, but again, we locked in about 122 points yesterday on oil. So yeah, we could have gained a little more on that, but I'm glad that we went a little higher actually with 78.41. We got at 78.78. So good exit. Let me make sure how high we got. 79.28. So we could have made it a little bit more. Obviously, maybe about another 50 points. But I think we did the right thing by taking that profit yesterday. Gasoline futures down about 1.34%, $2.80 a gallon. 19.58 for gold futures down about 0.17%. Silver futures up 0.79% at 24.77. Copper futures $3.92, up 1.76%. Off to Forex land. We did go long dollar yen, as we spoke about before. We've gotten we've done dollar yen many times, obviously. 141.15 is where we got in, and then we pulled back a bit yesterday. We got as high as 40 pips. We took 20 pips last night, right around 10 o'clock at night. As you know, Forex trades 24 hours, so I wanted everyone just to at least get something. And they did. So again, let's say you didn't close this morning. This morning we're up about 60 points, 60 pips, excuse me, on dollar yen. So we were kind of teasing with a stop loss. We moved our stop to break even, so we had risk-free trading. But again, I told everyone just to get out for 20. We'll see if we get a re-entry there. Let's see if we break 142 on dollar yen and see if we can get another crack at it, maybe post-Fed on Wednesday. 128.27 for the pound dollar. That's up about 0.08%. Euro dollar 110.41, down about 22. And looking at Bitcoin futures 29,070, up down 0.12%. Ethereum 1853, up 0.14%. Really, guys, you really can't do much with crypto until we break 35,000 on Bitcoin and above 2,000 on Ethereum. The best thing you can do as an options trader is to trade Mara, Riot, Coinbase, those names, since they obviously have some form of exposure to crypto, as we know. But in regards to crypto trading, I don't do crypto trading. I have a lot of people ask me that. It's way too volatile, especially the altcoins. So I think the best bet when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto is just a dollar cost average. It's very hard to pinpoint exactly what bottoms and what have you in terms of what price to get in. You're better off just dollar cost averaging over time, every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever. Treat it like a bill if you like, and that's where you average a good price moving forward. So that's where we are this morning in terms of the price action. We do have some earnings that came in today. So the earnings are very, very long. So what I'm going to do, I think is probably best for everybody when it comes to earnings, is just talk about the reaction. Right? That's what you guys care about. You really don't care about the companies unless you're invested fair. But I went ahead and retweeted that. I went ahead and put it on Threads so you guys don't miss all the details on the earnings and also on the blog. But looking at it here, what we really want to know is how the stock's moving pre-market. So let's look at a couple of names. Verizon. Remember we talked about Verizon. Up 3% this morning. They had an uptick in wireless subs. So good sign. Walt Disney, I believe, was downgraded this morning, down 1.18%. Microsoft reports today after the bell. So they're up 1% this morning. Apple, I still have calls. They're up 0.45%. Still kind of choppy, but Goldman is saying they expect Apple to beat on their earnings. Their earnings, I believe, is in 2 weeks. It's in August. 3M, they reported earnings. They beat as well, raised their guidance up 2.71% this morning. So those are the ones that really stand out. Walmart is up 0.67% as well. On the S&P side, Tesla up 1% this morning. We talked about Verizon. AT&T up with Verizon due to being in the same sector, up 1%, trading at $15.07. AMD up 0.34%. Thank you, NXPI. They reported earnings and they beat NXPI Semiconductors. I don't know if they'll come up here. Here's the most active in terms of NASDAQ. Amazon up about 0.27%. PDD, that's up 3%. So really what you're getting today is a lot of these China names that are pushing higher. So I went ahead and sent that out. Let me go and close this. We'll go to the live market blog if you haven't stopped already. So let's see here. Here we go. US listed Chinese ADRs. Remember we talked about BABA yesterday on the blog and the threads and on Twitter regarding the 100 strike calls for this week and multiple expiries with that same strike. And it looks like we got some news. US listed Chinese ADRs are gaining after Beijing announced a number of new measures to boost its economy. China announced plans to promote private investment, which followed other announced plans to boost domestic consumption and EV vehicle ownership, among other items. Alibaba up 2% 1.6% this morning, now boosting higher about 2%. Baidu up 2%, JD.com up 2.3%, NetEase up 0.04%. And what I sent out in regards to BABA, let's go ahead and take a look here. Sent it on the blog. Here we go. 100 strike calls on BABA for this week have 42,544 in vol. The August 18th 100 strike have 14,000 in volume 2, seeing multiple volume on that 100 strike across multiple expiries. So looks like we will catch BABA this morning. Great sign. So again, there's always another bus. We know there's always something to do in terms of researching the market, doing our scanning. Yesterday we did hit CVX. Well done. We got as high as 164. We got a bag on CVX. Let's go ahead and show you guys. That was our options trade yesterday. Let's see if I can bring it up here. That was last week. Here we go. CVX 165 calls at 73 cents. We got out at 36%. I signaled that, but I actually held the full position and we got 100% on it. 73 to 146. Nice bag for the team on CVX. JPM took some time, but we finally got that 35%, and that thing hit as high as 75% or 85% on JPM calls. We filled that last week. So you can see here, nice gain on JPM. So some value names got some love yesterday. Maybe we can play CVX again. I don't mind it, but again, we're getting a little bit pullback in terms of crude oil. And you still have that gap at 166.24. Let's see if we can break above 163.15. If we have some volume, maybe we can go ahead and hit this trade again the way we did it with Goldman Sachs in a very similar setup in terms of the gap fills and everything like that. If you guys remember, we were trading Goldman. See if I can bring up daily. We hit that thing 3 times last week. What was there? There was the breakout here. There was a gap to fill, I believe. Okay, there was not a gap to fill on Goldman. Actually, there was. Right here was the gap. That's what we played. So similar price action with these value names like Caterpillar, Goldman Sachs. Another one here. 2 gaps. We've played Caterpillar as well. So no different with Chevron. Chevron is really just based on technicals here. Again, we're still looking for 166.24. We already got up, but again, if we get a pullback here, I still have a runner, but we'll see if we get a pullback. Maybe give us another shot at targeting 166.24. Maybe we get a little bit of a dip buy. That's basically what we did yesterday. Let's answer some questions. Good morning, boom. Good morning. In order for you to buy a call or put, do you wait for the price to break or close above any moving average, or just needs to break the moving average? It's not that simple. It's a little more complicated than that. You just can't base everything on just moving averages either. You have to base it on the volume. You have to base it on kind of the environment of the market. And you also have to base it on possible momentum. So again, that comes with screen time. That comes with actually doing it. The way I always say it is that you can't read a book on how to ride a bike. You just got to hop on the bike. So for individuals that are still trying to learn, demo trading, do it. Just demo as much as you can, write down as much as you can, journal all your entries. Again, that is the only way you're going to get better, is to practice. There is no magic pill. There is no secret formula when it comes to trading. It's good old-fashioned hard work, dedication, and diligence. Taking your time. Whatever you put into this is what you'll get out. If you really are committed to trading and researching and understanding what you're doing and willing to learn and get better, then you're going to be rewarded. But if you're going to half-ass it and you don't care and you treat it like a casino, you're gonna be like everyone else that walks into a casino, pockets out and penniless. The market will humble you. The market will take every dime you have if you let it. So that's why it's so important to not focus on just, oh, that's the secret, that's the little one aspect. Oh, it's just moving averages. Oh, it's just volume. It's a combination of everything. It's also like driving a car. If someone was teaching you to drive a car and they said the only thing you need to worry about is the steering wheel, well, what about the gas? What about the brake? What about shifting? What about your mirrors? What about your blind spots? It's more to it than that, than just one thing. There is no secret formula or secret pill on how to be a better trader. It comes with time, it comes with patience, it comes with diligence, it comes with focus, and it comes with dedication. If you fall into those categories, you're pretty much guaranteed success. And if you're just going to half-ass it, forget it. Don't even waste your time. Solana, about 100 of them at $10. I don't have crypto on TOS, and I don't know much about Solana. So go ahead and type it on the comment section, IZM, and then I can go ahead and give you an actual breakdown on it. Google, cool. I might gamble some calls as we talk about it. Google, guys, we talked about earnings. Don't gamble on earnings if you don't know what's going to happen. If you have inside info, IZM, by all means have fun. Go for it. That means you know what's going to happen. The problem with inside info or knowing what the quarter is going to bring is that it doesn't predict the reaction. There is definitely a lot of companies there that have had great calls and great quarter. Netflix had a great quarter. I don't think they had a bad quarter at all. Remember, they had more subs. They actually beat on subs. What happened to the stock? It fell. Tesla, I believe, had a great quarter. Fell as well. So again, it's not enough that, oh, they just beat their numbers, they have to soar. No, it's all about the reaction. So I would highly suggest don't trade the earnings. Just wait a day, see what happens to Google tomorrow, and go from there. They report after the bell today. Again, we're between two gaps here at 120, 188. You got a 133.72 gap, and you also have a gap at 113.53. I think I'd rather wait personally. And I love trading Google. I own Google, so I have no problem with just watching. Did you look at YM? I joined in late. Yes, I have YM futures long, and we are looking pretty good. 35,555. We're about 300 points away or so now. We were a little higher on 630. Well, it was about 200 points away. Guys, we're a stone's throw away from all-time highs. We're above every moving average. So again, and you're seeing the breakout as well. We did this shaded box here to show you kind of the range we might stay in if the dollar were certain to bounce. But again, we're starting to see value names, these kind of names on the Dow. These are a little more heavily weighted, obviously, than the S&P. Value names, oil, banks, materials, industrials, those names, they're heavily weighted on the Dow. So again, when you see the Dow go a little bit higher or outperforming the S&P, that means you're starting to get a little bit of rotation, at least for that time being. So if we want to go ahead and take a look at the S&P in terms of equal weight, this is the equal weight S&P, RSP. So it's all 500 stocks of the S&P equally weighted. Apple weighs as much as, McDonald's, for example. Again, those names are equal. So looking at that, you could see that we're getting close to a breakout, which would be the highs of February 2023 at 156. So we definitely have some momentum, but we're coming up into the Fed tomorrow. It really depends on how the reaction is. The expectation is 25 basis points. That hasn't changed. So we'll see what happens after that. Goldman levels to watch for. For Goldman, we already broke, so it's not like we can't get it. 370. I think when it comes to the banks, I also traded Bank of America on my own. That was part of the watch list. I'm waiting for 32.95 to break, and then we can possibly play Bank of America. But I think we already kind of dried that well. Since we're coming into tech earnings today, I think we're going to get a re-rotation slightly out of the banks and oils, as you see crude oil pulling back a little bit. I think we'll get a little bit of a pullback into those names, and we'll get a pile on into the Googles and the Microsofts of the world ahead of the earnings. We still have a gap to fill in JPM. I think JPM is the better trade than Goldman Sachs, but we need to get above this level here. Let me see if I can cancel this alert. There's 160.108. Let's just take this one out. So 159.10, if that comes up, I'll target 167. That's the top end of that gap fill. But again, we can do like 162, 165 or so, and then just ride with that on JPM. But again, we want 159.10. We're about $1 away on that. I think that's a better setup than Goldman Sachs, Joey. And again, I love Goldman Sachs. I hit it 3 times last week. What are some stocks to own short term? It depends how short term you're talking about. It really depends. I mean, there's some really good ones out there, but again, it just depends on your time frame. If you're telling me, no, I need, I want to get it out same day, don't buy any stocks, just trade options, trade futures. But if you're someone that says, I want to hold it for a year, then you get a little more options than that. But again, depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to be a swing trader, that's different than owning stocks short term. Rebalance of QQQs was yesterday. Actually, that was Friday, I believe. But again, I remember everyone was talking about that rebalance, and oh no, doesn't really mean anything. I mean, yes, we do need to have funds rebalancing, but we rebalance every quarter these mutual funds, and we don't see like this end of quarter destruction in terms of equity value either. So again, I think that's just people online that are looking for reasons for things that happen. Yes, you don't. The saying goes, guys, trees don't grow to the sky. That's not how it works. There's going to be a point where, hey, you're going to get a pullback somewhat, and that's going to happen. In my opinion, I think that's the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average to me seems to be that point of support. That's probably the lowest we're going to get, 14,850. The question is, do we get to all-time highs first, which is definitely possible in the NASDAQ and the Dow, or do we pull back, retest the 50, give everyone an opportunity to buy at this dip? In my opinion, that's where I'll be buying, and then we'll see where we go from there. But that's where we are this morning. Really just a holding pattern. Again, not exactly gangbusters here, unless you have Chinese branded names like an XPEV or of Alibaba or a JD.com. Those names are moving higher on the China headlines. But that's where we are currently. All right, so again, good morning all. Guys, thank you so much for joining this morning. Got some viewers coming in hot. You guys are asking questions, and I absolutely love it. So tomorrow we're going to have the Fed at 2 o'clock, and we'll have the actual press conference at 2:30. We're going to go ahead and go over that. We'll preview it tomorrow, pre-market with the morning note, and then we'll do the next video on Thursday, recapping it. So Thursday's video might be a little longer since we'll recap it in terms of the market. Or what I can do, make sure to comment that if you guys want a video Wednesday post-Fed at 4 p.m., and I'll post it for you guys. So again, if you want me to post a video, just comment the word video. Actually, no, comment the word Fed, F-E-D. So I know you guys want a video tomorrow after the Fed, and we'll go over everything. And if you guys don't really care, then we'll just do it on Thursday. Make life easy. But we do have earnings, Microsoft and Alphabet and Visa report after the bell. So got a lot coming on. Here we go. Fed. Everyone's typing Fed. Excellent. All right, so I'll do a video tomorrow after the bell, after the Fed, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of go over everything that Jerome Powell said on the press conference and get you set up for the day after. All right, guys, have a great rest of your morning. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the next morning notes. Keep it locked on the Discord server if you haven't joined already. It's the free server for the blog. Also Twitter, also Threads. We post information and news on there as well. Thank you guys so much for your support. We will see you then.